Hey, welcome everyone. So in today's video I'm going to talk about common mistakes that all of people make when trying to build muscle when on a bulk. Let's start with the first one right away. When it comes to bulking, all of people think that more weight on the scale equals more muscle, but that's not true. It's not true, and actually it can lead to a lot of problems. Like, for example, a lot of fat gain. You don't want that, obviously. When we're trying to build muscle, it doesn't make sense to gain a lot of fat with the muscle gain. A lot smarter choice would be to limit the fat gain on your bulks. And the way you have to do that is by tracking calories and not force feeding too much. So find the right amount of calories you need to implement a lean bulk. So if you're only going to gain like 5 pounds of muscle in a year, it doesn't make sense to gain more than 5 pounds in that year, if that makes sense. And obviously you shouldn't gain that weight in a few months. You have to do that in these 12 months, right? So when you do that, that's how you're going to minimize any fat gain, and that's going to lead to much better results, and you won't have to do like a very aggressive cut later on if you decide to get leaner. So you're not going to be dieting for much. So yeah, that's like the first and a very big mistake. That's the dirty bulking. And honestly, it doesn't make sense for anyone to dirty bulk. I would say keep lean bulking and you're going to have much better results. Second very big mistake that a lot of people make, it's a common mistake, is that they focus on macros, like the macronutrients like protein, carbs and fats, but they don't really focus on the micronutrients. And I'm talking about the vitamins that you need, that are essential for health, and also the minerals. So if you focus too much on your macros and you do something like fits your macros, so you eat a bunch of junk food to get your carbs, fats, and then you get your protein, you're not getting all of your vitamins and minerals that you need. And to get all of them, you need a balanced whole food diet. So you need to be eating animal proteins, plant-based proteins like lentils. They're also very rich in fiber and carbs. So let's say lentils, oats, beans, you get a lot of protein, so we're not going to be protein deficient. We're going to get a lot of protein for our bulks, for the bulk, and also we get a lot of different vitamins and minerals, right? Brown rice again. Obviously we're going to focus on the animal proteins like chicken breast, turkey breast, egg whites, eggs in general, dairy, but again we need the plant-based proteins too, and usually these are the carbs. So carbs and a lot of different veggies, vegetables and fruits too. We need everything. We need everything, and they're also very rich in antioxidants. That's going to help with recovery and health. So yeah, you need to get all these different fruits, veggies, and just all of different food groups. So now the third common mistake that a lot of people make on a bulk is that obviously they eliminate food groups or macronutrients. Everyone keeps the protein high, right? But some people, they like low carb, like very low carb, up to a zero carbs. And some people do like very low fat, like zero fats. Again, I'm not a fan, because again, when you eliminate macronutrients, like you prioritizing is fine, but completely avoiding a certain macronutrient, again, is going to lead to deficiencies. So let's say you completely eliminate carbs. well, believe me, that's going to lead to a lot of vitamin and mineral deficiencies, and also you need that glycogen, the energy from the carbs, and also you need that muscle fullness that you're not going to get from fats and protein. But obviously everyone keeps protein very high, so we're going to have the essential proteins and amino acids to build muscle. And the people that eliminate fats, they're missing out on a lot of like healthy fats, the unsaturated fats. And again, for some people, fats might be very helpful because they're very calorically dense, so you can eat small amounts but get a lot of calories. But some people, they actually feel better on a little bit more fats. But again, I would say carbs, they need to be like highest, second is going to be protein, and third fats, but at least 50 grams of fats like every single day, up to as many as you want to, right? But 50 to 70 grams of healthy fats every single day from oats, walnuts and seeds, different seeds and nuts, that's going to be very important. Also, we have like a few minutes left of recording, so next common mistake that a lot of people make is going to be training related. Now, a lot of people think that high volume is the key, but no, high volume is not the key. Training hard is the key to opening that door to muscle growth. So let's say you focus too much on volume. I'm not saying volume is not important, because volume plays a huge role in your muscle growth, but if you focus too much on volume, you're going to kind of you need training intensity. If you do too much volume, let's say you prioritize volume, training intensity is going to go down automatically. So if you prioritize training intensity, meaning you train very hard, volume obviously has to come down, because obviously you won't be able to recover, you're going to run into injuries. So the moment you do that, you prioritize intensity, you train very close to failure or to failure on certain exercises, you're going to see like very fast muscle growth. That's what happened with me. And obviously you don't need that much volume to grow. I would say you can make gains on 5 to 7 sets a week. The sweet spot probably for most people is going to be 10 to 12 sets, and some people, they might respond better with close to 12 to 15 sets, alright? Obviously you don't have to apply that guideline to every muscle. You have to test it out yourself, see which muscles respond to higher volumes, see which muscles respond to less volume. Also, different exercises are going to respond differently to sets and reps. Final common mistake, again training related, is going to be not doing like all of different rep ranges. A lot of people focus on only one rep range and don't do any other, but here's the thing, okay, I have to be fast. You need to do a lot of different rep ranges, mostly in that 8 to 12 rep range to maximize muscle growth, but other rep ranges are also going to contribute to muscle growth. So you need to be doing everything. I would say it's a very good idea to do the low reps, also the medium reps, and also the very high reps. So yeah, thanks for watching.